Good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. This is breaking news. I was just watching the Trump press briefing live on Fox, and he was escorted out of the room. Now, a lot of people wondered why he was escorted out of the room, and the reason why is because an armed individual breached the security boundaries that they had put out for the press briefing. And so apparently his security thought they were a big enough threat in order to pull him out of the press briefing and keep him safe. Now, this is, from what I've counted, the fourth threat on our president's life. And it's just odd to me. Maybe it's just me seeing way too much into it, but it's odd to me that it comes at a time right after Pelosi and the rest of them took a big L because of his executive orders. So basically, she was infuriated, yesterday morning, and now all of a sudden someone breaches security. It's just curious how these things happen. And I was also watching BCP earlier today, and he was talking about how Trump, knew that he had a target on his back, basically, because he was like really pissing off a whole bunch of like rich and powerful people. But the thing is that with the way Pelosi and Schumer reacted, I would not expect them to get on to the news and say, oh, we heard about that and that was horrible or whatever. It just seems too convenient to me that he done dished them out a huge loss when he signed those executive orders about, the whole unemployment plan and whatnot. And, she was so mad. And the fact that she could barely even say the prayer because her throat was all dusty and choked up or whatever. And now this, it seems way too convenient. Way too convenient because it's starting to seem like, the left, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but this is the way I see it. The left, they know that they ain't got a shot in hell, especially with Biden now letting his wife, who is a teacher, and teachers have now been caught on video camera stating that they don't want, to go cyber in their classrooms because, then the parents might catch them, brainwashing our children.
Indoctrinating.
Yeah, but what most of the teachers don't know out there, I've already indoctrinated mine, so you don't have a shot in hell. Okay? That's real. But then we turn around and we see that Biden's wife is up there campaigning for him because he is so mentally unsound at this moment that he can't even get through one interview with softball questions without making a racist, hateful, or degrading remark to black people or anyone, and on top of that, the sexual innuendos of, children and teenagers, and the fact that he's got all them sexual accusations against him. I mean, granted, Trump doesn't vary from that, but at least we know those were false. And this one, even though a lot of people don't know, they need to go ahead and Google it because it seems real to me. And it seems that Biden is going to lose, period. And with the way he's talking, with all the racist gaffes that he's doing, that they already know that they done lost the black vote, so they ain't got no hope in hell. Then on top of that, Trump just signed executive orders and said that the Democrats weren't even moving. They wanted a whole wish list of BS stuff, like legalizing pot and making the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and then providing money to all these other excess places and not to the people, so Trump got sick and tired of it, and he just said, here, you still have to apply, states, but here, we'll put the money in there, and
You know what it reminds me of? How somebody said, all you gotta do is just wave your magic pen. Well, he did.
yeah, but I'm talking about somebody that's armed breaching security, and how convenient it is at a time like this. With the November elections not that far away, and now cities cracking down on the riots and stuff like that. Democratic cities, by the way, ran by Democrats. They're now cracking down because now the silent majority, the people that actually are going to vote, the people that are law-abiding citizens, whether they be Democrats, liberals, Republicans, conservatives, nonpartisan, independent, whatever, we're all raising our voices saying, this is enough. We have had enough of this shit. We back the blue. Correct yourselves and unfuck this fuckery. And you're going to have to pardon me on my language. I know a lot of people have been seeing me talking, and they came to my channel thinking that I was going to hold back. I'm not going to do that. That's not how I flow here. I'm real. So now I'm seeing that he had to be taken out of the press conference because, the president has the best security in the world, and somebody breached that security armed. Now, whether they were like a mile away or like right outside, it doesn't matter. The fact that they breached that security armed, there's something more to this than we're seeing. But I wanted to bring it to my friends, because I don't call you my viewers. You already know that. I don't like that term. It's like so impersonal that it makes me sick. But I wanted to bring it to my friends and tell them why it happened. Okay, because I was just watching live, and then I broke off watching live when the president, said, well, there was a breach in security, blase, blase, and we don't know if he or she was close or whatever. They just took me out for my own safety. I've got the best team around. And it's just convenient how it falls after so many losses to the Democrats. And the fact of the walk away campaign, showing up for the Back the Blue recently and making a big stink in California and in Chicago and places like that, in Seattle, letting people know we're not having this mess anymore. Y'all are failing us, and y'all are about to catch, some hell when it comes to the poll time. Now, it just seems convenient after Pelosi gets this big L, and with the way the left usually works and politics usually works, I'm sensing a JFK theme going on here. And I don't want to say it and jinx it, but I kind of want to say it so I will jinx it, because regardless what they say or do, and especially after President Trump said, I've got a lot of big wig, rich and powerful people pissed off at me, it kind of makes me wonder if this was way too convenient or if it wasn't. I mean, I may be tripping, but I like to keep it real, I like to keep it real. I like to put it out there. I like to be the first on things. So I want to let you know, if you were watching the press conference like I was, the press briefing with President Trump, the reason why he left the room, he had to leave the room, was because somebody, man or female, I don't know, they were armed and they breached the security perimeter. And it's just, to me, it's way too convenient after all these L's for the left. And I'm not going to say Democrats, because I know how a lot of people like to blame it on Democrats and say, oh, well, the left is Democrats. No, they're not. Okay? There are Democrats like me, JFK, Blue Dog Dems, that love our country, that are patriotic, that know our platform, that know that the only big switch between the parties was that the Republicans, became the South because the Democrats went down from the North after the Civil War, and the Republicans went up. And that's how we got the switch. That's the only big switch in the parties. The fact of the matter is that most Democrats, like I used to be, are leaving in droves. So mark my words, come November, you know how a lot of people are saying, oh, there's going to be a blue tsunami? There is. There's going to be a big blue tsunami. But it's going to crash down on the left's head. People like Pelosi, people like Schumer, people like Nadler. And quite frankly, New York, you need to get your shit together. Okay, I love you to death, but you need to get your shit together. Nadler's sitting up in there falling asleep. What did you even elect him for? To fall asleep? I mean, granted, I know the guy has diabetes and all that, but it's like other people got other medical problems and they managed to stay awake just fine. And I'm not going to talk about the Republicans because they do that shit too. Simple fact is, we need to get people in November that are responsible, that think about us good law-abiding citizens, that don't follow the mob, that don't cater to idiots, okay? And this goes for Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, independents, all y'all. We need to come together as a country and say no more. We're not having this no more. You've been in Congress for 6,000 years and you have done nothing. And every election is the same thing. You do nothing. And during the pandemic, you did nothing. And during the pandemic, you wanted a whole big wish list of catering to illegal immigrants, people that break the law, and all that. And then on top of that, now we see live and in living color our president, the person we voted for, okay, on a majority, we voted for, getting his life threatened because somebody doesn't like his policies. What? Like real talk. Like real talk. So what? We can't choose our president no more? For in fear, if we choose a good one with good policies, they'll be killed? That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard.
Sounds fascist to me.
Sounds about fascist, sounds about socialists and Marxists and communists too. We don't like your politics, so we're going to kill you and silence you and censor you. And it's not just you conservatives that are being censored. Democrats that encourage other Democrats to leave the party, to vote for Trump, we're being censored too. I'm a former Democrat, now nonpartisan. I'm censored on Twitter because I was leading the charge in changing people's minds. And somebody saw it and didn't like it and reported me, and now I'm an abusive account. And I've been banned for 3 days for the past 3 years. Real talk right there. Real talk, and there's no way to unlock my account. Real talk. Okay? And on Facebook, they labeled me a dangerous individual. That means if somebody comes at me crooked, I cannot verbally defend myself. Else I'm the one getting in trouble for it. And they only did that after I got a high-power lawyer that I know through Facebook to get my account back through many, many legal threats. Okay? So it's like, it's sick. Look at what they're doing, people. And this is for Democrats, this is for liberals, all y'all that are patriots. Because just because a lot of people think that you're not patriots because you're a liberal or you're a Democrat, I don't play that shit here. I don't play that shit on my channel. You may be called an idiot every now and then, but I know that in your heart you are patriots and you want to see what's best for all of us. And I know you're not that socialist, Marxist, communist, progressive crap that they have in Congress now and that call themselves a Democrat Party. No, they are infiltrators. So just to let you know, after all these big L's for the whatever party that calls themselves a Democrat Party, all these big L's in cities, states, and in the eyes of the whole country, all of a sudden today, our president had his life threatened. Really? Really? I mean, y'all comment on this video. Let me know what you thinking. Let me know if I'm reading too much into this and I need to go and get my tinfoil crown and just go on and put it on. Or do you actually think that this is a stupid attempt at a failed JFK by the left and socialist, Marxist, communist, progressives that are running the left now? You tell me, because I gotta know. And that's Real with Robo. Y'all take care, have a good day, and see you on the next one.